There is a challenge circulating in the corners of psychological research, one that sounds like a playground urban legend, but is backed by terrifying neuroscience. The instructions are simple. Find a room with dim lighting. Sit in front of a mirror. Set a timer for 10 minutes. And whatever happens, do not break eye contact with your own reflection. Within minutes, the edges of your face will begin to dissolve. Your skin will seem to gray. Your eyes might shift. Some people report seeing the faces of deceased relatives. Others see something non-human. For centuries, we called these ghosts or demons. But in 2026, we know the truth is much more disturbing. Your mind isn't being haunted by a spirit. It's being betrayed by your own biology. Welcome to Shadow Facts. Today, we're looking into the lead mirror, the history, the science, and the psychological trap that proves your brain is a master of deception. Before we understand the science, we have to look at the history. Mirrors haven't always been the clear silvered glass we have today. In the 16th and 17th centuries, mirrors were rare, expensive, and dangerous. They were made using an amalgam of tin and mercury, or sometimes lead. They were dark, slightly warped, and gave off a toxic vapor. To the people of the Renaissance, the mirror wasn't just a tool for vanity. It was a portal. Because the reflection was never quite perfect, it felt like looking into a parallel world, a world made of lead and shadows. This is where the superstitions began. The belief that a mirror could trap a soul, or that breaking one would shatter your destiny for 7 years. But there was a reason these myths felt so real. Because when people looked into these dark, distorted mirrors by candlelight, they actually saw things. And no, it wasn't just the mercury poisoning. So what happens at the 6-minute mark? Why does your reflection start to rot? In psychology, this is known as the Troxler effect, or neural adaptation. Your brain is an efficiency machine. It is constantly trying to filter out useless information. It's why you don't feel the socks on your feet after 10 seconds, and why you stop smelling the scent of your own house. When you stare at a fixed point, like your own pupils. For a long time, your brain decides that the surrounding features, your cheeks, your forehead, the wall behind you, are unchanging and therefore useless. So, it starts to erase them. One by one, your neurons stop firing in response to those visual stimuli. The edges of your face disappear into the background. But the brain hates a vacuum. It can't just show you nothing. So it starts to fill in the gaps. It takes fragments of shadows from the room, memories from your subconscious, and random neural noise, and it pastes them over your face. This is the birth of the strange face illusion. You aren't seeing a ghost. You're seeing your brain's best guess at what should be there when it has stopped seeing the truth. In a landmark study by psychologist Giovanni Caputo, 50 participants were asked to do exactly this. Stare into a mirror in low light for 10 minutes. The results were chilling. 66% of them saw huge deformations of their own face. 18% saw a parent's face with changed traits. But most disturbingly, 48% reported seeing monstrous beings. Think about that. Nearly half of the people saw something inhuman. This tells us something profound about human psychology. When the mind is deprived of clear data, its default setting isn't peace, it's fear. We are biologically wired to look for threats in the dark. For 400 years, we blamed the lead in the glass. We blamed spirits in the attic. But the crime scene isn't in the mirror. It's in the occipital lobe of your brain. The horror is coming from inside the house. The next time you catch your reflection in a darkened hallway, remember, you're looking at a curated lie. Your brain spends every waking second editing your reality. It smooths out your skin, it ignores the floaters in your eyes, and it hides the shadows that linger in the corners of your vision. The beauty we see in the mirror is a very expensive distraction, a masterpiece of neural filtering designed to keep us sane. Because if we saw the world as it truly is, raw, unfiltered, and shifting, we wouldn't be able to function. So, here is the question. If your brain can turn your own face into a monster in just 10 minutes, what else is it lying to you about? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the shadows of the mind, hit that subscribe button. We have so much more to uncover, and the truth is much stranger than fiction. This is Shadow Facts. Until next time, keep watching the light, because the truth is always hiding in the blur.